Hallo meine lieben Freunde und willkommen zurück zu Let's Play Nein, nein, nein. In der letzten Folge haben wir es aus den 2 Doppelräumen geschafft und sind jetzt in der Küche, beziehungsweise haben es geschafft, uns im Kühlhaus einzuschließen. Und, ja, ich habe keine Ahnung, was wir machen müssen. Ich weiß letztes Mal, hier ist nichts mehr drin. Letztes Mal haben wir versucht, hier irgendwas zu machen. Ja, letztes Mal haben wir versucht. Da war irgendwas mit diesem Eis, ne? Ja, hier war es. There's warm water flowing from the pipe. Okay. Kann ich das da hin? There's ice surrounding the doorknob. Kann ich das Eis anklicken? Let's start off by putting... Okay, gut, wir hätten einfach die Tür anklicken müssen. Fine. Let's start off by putting the dry ice into the water bottle. But the dry ice is too big. Well, you gotta figure out a way to make it smaller then, don't you, genius? Okay, ich muss das... Vielleicht muss ich mit dem Messer draufhauen. Nee. Vielleicht muss ich mit dem Fleisch draufhauen. Vielleicht muss ich's mit dem Seil... Nee. Okay, Ich muss irgendwie das Eis zerkleinern. Was haben wir hier? Ist nichts. Frozen Chicken. Okay. Probieren wir es mit dem Frozen Chicken. Oh, es hat geklappt. Okay, Leute, wir sind wieder voll dran. The dry ice is in all pieces now. Okay, jetzt können wir das in die Flasche reintun. I'm gonna put these pieces of dry ice into the water bottle. Und jetzt können wir das heiße Wasser da rein tun. Schätze ich. There's warm water flowing from the pipe. Nein, okay. Klicken wir nochmal die Tür an. Not yet, Junpei. We're not gonna get the results we want unless you can hook that bottle to the doorknob somehow. It's gonna explode right next. Okay, okay. Ich muss das dahin binden mit dem Seil. Easy. Easy. Let's just tie a rope over here. Alter, das sieht aus wie so ein... Wie nennt man das? Molotov-Cocktail? Sowas? Warm water dripped from the ruptured pipe near the door. Junpei pulled out the water bottle filled with dry ice. Let a good amount of water fall and then quickly sealed it up tight. The makeshift bomb complete, he tied it to the doorknob and as quickly as he could manage in the cold. Okay. Alright, that's it. So, what do we do now? We just need to give it a little, tap. The bottle's already about to pop. Okay, good. If we just throw a rock or something at it, it'll go off all on its own. A small rock? A small rock? Junpei looked down at the floor. Eiskristalle. Scattered across it were pieces of dry ice left over from the larger chunk he'd crushed earlier. Alright, this ought to do the trick. He pulled his sleeve down over his hand to keep from getting burned and grabbed the chunk of dry ice. It was pretty good size. About as big as a pool ball. Pool ball? Ist es nicht so riesig? Ist es so riesig? Okay. He figured it would be just about the right size. Hey, also, wenn wir jetzt von Poolball reden, also so ein Ball, mit dem man so in einem Swimmingpool spielt, so ein Ding ist doch riesig. Alright, guys, stand back. Actually, we should probably hide somewhere. Both Santa and June looked at him with new concern. Where exactly do you expect us to hide, genius? There isn't really anywhere big enough. Los, wir verstecken uns in dem Schrank. Yeah, there is. Look, right here. We can hide in there. Junpei pulled open the door to the small cell. Jetzt habe ich kurz gedacht, er meint wirklich den Schrank. Aber nee, er will da unten rein. Come on, get inside, quick. Santa and June nodded and jumped down into the hole. Junpei quickly followed. In his hand he could feel the chill of the frozen carbon dioxide, even through his sleeve. Jetzt wird's spannend. Hoffentlich ist Lotus nicht gleich direkt dahinter, das wäre kacke. He tightened his grip, took aim and prepared to throw. Alright, here it goes. 3, 4, 5. Ich wollte gerade sagen, hey, muss er nicht von 3 runterzählen? You're counting the wrong way. Ups. Ach, Junpei, komm schon. That is a really sad excuse for a joke, man. Okay, das war schon gerade echt lustig. Sorry, dude. Was? Alright, for real this time. You guys ready? Yes. Whenever you're ready. Just throw the damn thing. Alright, here I go. 3, 2, 1. Junpei threw the chunk of dry ice as hard as he could. With the same motion, he ducked down into the cellar with Santa and June, just as... Das war aber eine kleine Explosion. Ich hätte jetzt so ein richtiges Boom erwartet. Junpei leapt out of the cellar and ran to the door. Woohoo! Wir haben's geschafft! Das Eis ist weg! Jumpy! The ice on the door, is it gone? Yeah, it's gone! The blast must have shattered it. Yes! Alright, let's see if it opens. Also wenn es jetzt nicht aufgeht, dann weiß ich auch nicht. Junpei grabbed the knob and pushed with all his might. The door gave away easy, and all 3 of them tumbled out of the freezer at once. Hooray! We're out! June, relieved, collapsed onto the floor. Move! Alter Santa, chill. Santa shoved past Junpei and ran straight to the grill, which he immediately grabbed. Ow! God damn it! Hot, 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 hot! Fuck! He proceeded to kick the grill in a futile but amusing fit of rage. Alter, was ist mit Santa los? Was hat der gerade für Probleme? But where was Lotus? It took Junpei only a moment to find her. She was sitting on the counter, idly scratching her chest. Ah, welcome back. Lotus, wie cool. I was starting to get tired of waiting for you guys. With a great yawn, Lotus lowered herself off the counter. Alter, savage. Junpei clenched his teeth and walked toward her. What were you doing? What do you mean? What was I doing? I was waiting. We were gonna die? Ist das Englisch? Ist das ein englischer Satz? We were gonna die? Das klingt ein bisschen komisch. Oh yeah? But you didn't, so everything worked out alright, didn't it? What the hell? Danke, das denke ich mir auch gerade. Was ist mit Lotus los? War die schon immer so eine Bitch? Just kidding. It might not look like it, but I was really worried. Don't give me that crap. I'm telling the truth. I mean, if you died, then I'd be in trouble too. If you died, then I'd be stuck here, and I'd die too. See? I did all I could. I even looked around to see if there was anything I could use to pry open the door. But I couldn't find anything. So all I could do was wait. I mean, what else did you want me to do? Call the cops? It was true that there wasn't much she could have done, but something about her tone. Okay, ich habe ihren Ton anscheinend noch nicht richtig ganz getroffen. Das kriege ich noch hin. Junpei gritted his teeth. Fine. But there's one thing I have to ask you. What's that? You didn't close the door, did you? What? You think I closed the door on you? Why would I do something like that? It closed on its own. I told you before, if you die, then I die too. She was right, and Junpei knew it. Without them, she'd be in a very serious trouble. Und das Spiel fängt an mich an meinen Mitstreitern zweifeln zu lassen. Das gefällt mir nicht. It seemed that an accident was the only explanation for the door's closure. If Lotus had really wanted to kill them, all she would have to do was bar the door from the outside. And she hadn't. Well, she hadn't done anything. The most she was guilty of was laziness, or negligence, not attempted murder. Junpei swallowed his anger and did his best to apologize. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I doubted you. Ah, yes, well, that's all right. As long as you understand. Lotus looked away and twirled her hair between her fingertips. His vengeance against the grill complete, Santa swedged back toward Junpei and Lotus. Was hat Santa jetzt für ein Problem mit dem Grill gehabt? Ich verstehe es nicht. Hey, no more screwing around, you two. Break time's over. Especially for you, lady. You've just been sitting on that fat ass of yours while we were freezing to death. How rude! I was plenty busy. Yeah. How about you put all that energy into something besides bitching? Oh je, ob ich mir damals die richtige Gruppe ausgesucht habe. Ich wette, mit den anderen hätte es nicht so einen Stress gegeben. Let's go. Okay, nur kurz angucken, was ich denn noch hab. Das Pork. That's a frozen piece of pork. Hey, what's that? It looks like there's a piece of paper inside it. If you try to pull it out, it might tear. Maybe you can melt it if you put it on something warm. Something warm? Something warm. Oh yeah. Didn't someone burn themselves from something earlier? Ach klar. Ich muss das auf den Grill tun. Ja, okay, ich mach schon. Wo ist denn der Grill? Da. I guess I put the meat on the grill. Okay. Das können wir aber auch essen. Ich hab Hunger. Hey, what are you doing? What are you going to do if the paper burns? Come on, it'll be fine. I mean, it's not like it's gonna burn right away, right? We just gotta keep an eye on it, and the paper will be fine. Well, they can argue all they want. I'm gonna keep an eye on this pork. Okay. Cool, it looks like it's about time. Es sieht so richtig lecker aus. I'm gonna try taking the paper out. Junpei, be careful. Sweet of her to care, but I know what I'm... Ouch! See? I told you. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up and take the paper out. It's not coming out. Hey, was? This thing's frozen stiff. I can't get it out. Hä, wie? Aber du hast es doch jetzt auf den Grill gelegt. Hä? Okay, gut. So are we going to have to cut the meat? Yeah, looks like that way. Okay, dann nehmen wir das Messer. Hey, wie kann das immer noch eingefroren sein, obwohl wir das auf den Grill gelegt haben? Das ist ein bisschen unlogisch. Alright, now that I've sharpened the knife... Yes, I cut the pork. Awesome, Junpei. Now we can cut out the paper. C plus C plus F. C plus 10 plus F. Do you think it's some kind of code? Damn it, you're just screwing around. Junpei, do you know what C and F stands for? Ja. Warte, lass mich meinen Zettel holen. 12 und 15? Scheiße, das war dieses Hexadezimal, was wir letztes Mal gelernt haben. You think maybe it means corporate finance? Was? I thought it was clever and funny. Okay, warte. Ja, das ist dieser Hexadezimalcode. Warte, das war hier. Komm schon. Nee, mach mal Item kurz weg. A gleich 10, B gleich... das habe ich mir noch aufgeschrieben. Nee. Muss ich mir das nochmal aufschreiben? Ich schreibe es mir lieber nochmal auf. 14. 11 ist 15. Und 10 ist 16. Okay. Gut, das heißt, wenn wir uns mal kurz den Code angucken. C plus 10 plus F. Das macht 12 plus. Meinen Sie jetzt 10? Ah, ne, doch, plus 16 plus 15. Oh Gott, jetzt kommen meine mathematischen Fähigkeiten. Okay, 12, 16, 15. Okay, ich rechne das mal kurz aus. Kann es sein? Kann es sein, dass es 43 ist? Wir probieren es mal aus. Wo war denn der Code? Da unten, ne? Ne? Wo war denn der Code? Ach, doch, da. Okay. Ja, maybe if you put in the right number. Ja, das wissen wir doch, dass die Note das macht. Do you know how to enter those numbers? I think E is for enter and C is for clearing. So basically when I'm ready to submit my answer, press E. Okay, so if I screw up, I just press C. Lotus noted. Alright, let's give it a shot. Woohoo! Das war doch gar nicht so schwer. Okay, wir haben es geschafft, Leute. Das war jetzt nicht so schwer, wie ich es mir gedacht habe. Sounds like metal is falling. Well, I guess that went well. Okay, komm schon. Gut, gucken wir uns das mal an. The password, ja. Mach auf. Yeah! The door opened. Good job, Jumpy. Was haben wir hier? Saturn Keycard. Okay. This looks like a lowercase h, but the line next to it is throwing me off. Das hatten wir doch vorhin schon, die Saturn. This is the symbol for Saturn. Remember, there was an elevator next to the main staircase. Wasn't there a mark like this on the card reader next to it? Oh yeah, I remember that. Müssen wir jetzt da zurück zu dem Aufzug? I guess that means that card ain't gonna help us to get out of the room then. I'm not sure. Why don't we try out? Ja, aber hä? Okay. Wir machen mal, wie June gesagt hat und probieren es aus, aber das wird nichts bringen. Weil wir müssen bestimmt zurück zu diesem Elevator. Das hat geklappt? Okay, das hätte ich jetzt nicht erwartet. Yes! I think it's unlocked now. You did it, Jumpy! Let's get out of here. Okay, gut. Aber wir brauchen die bestimmt noch für nachher für den Elevator. Yes, let's go. Okay. Wuhu! Mal wieder durch den Raum raus. Also, es läuft gerade ziemlich flüssig. Das ist gut. They stepped out of the kitchen and into a hallway that looked rather familiar. Jetzt sind wir auf der anderen Seite von den, ja. Okay. A metal grate stretched from wall to wall. Beyond it were two elevators and the entrance to the kitchen. They had entered the kitchen from one door and came out the other. That meant their map of the ship's interior was accurate. Okay. They laid the map out in front of them and began to discuss their next step. Okay, wo sind wir? Ach, wir sind da. Okay. There were 4 possible routes. A, B, C und D. Okay, das muss ich erstmal kurz gucken. Wir sind hier. Das sieht mehr aus wie... Okay. B, C, D, H. First A and B. Bitte. A and B both seem to connect to an L-shaped room. Das sieht mehr aus wie so ein... weiß nicht, so ein Essensraum oder so eine große Lobby oder sowas vielleicht. However, the two doors that lead to the room, these two, were both locked and could not be opened. Ja, okay, dann hat sich das schon mal erledigt. Next was Route C. This goes all the way to the main staircase. That means it's door 5, one of the numbered doors. Ach so! Die anderen sind doch durch die Tür 5 gegangen, ne? Then do you think we would meet up with the other 4 after this hallway? No, I don't think we will. Why not? Look. There, by the stairs. See how the gate is opened? Then we went to the kitchen. When we went into the kitchen, it was closed. But it's open now. What do you think that means? Die anderen sind hier durchgekommen. They opened it. Most likely. Then, if we take Route C, we're going backwards. That would be pointless. Then what means... Ja, wir können nur noch Route D gehen. Also ja. All 4 looked at the map. Die Treppen runter. They all looked at the staircase, its lazy curve leading down, deeper into the ship. Route D, then. D it is. Yep, Route D. Then we're set. Okay. They jogged down the stairs until they reached the sea deck. Just to be sure, they kept going to check the deck beneath. Ja, das D-Deck, es müsste unter Wasser sein, ja. Just like I thought. Deck D is totally underwater. Just like the bottom of the central staircase. The water gazed back at them, its smooth surface like a great mirror. As ominous as it was, Junpei took at least some comfort from the fact that the level hadn't gone up much since the last time he'd seen it. Not much heißt, es ist aber hochgegangen. They turned back to sea deck. Okay. It didn't take them long to find the 2 elevators in front of the stairs. They looked identical to the elevators on the top floor, with one exception. These elevators had a card reader on the wall between them. On the card reader was a strange mark. Hey, look, it's Lotus's symbol? Huh? It's the woman's symbol with a thorn on it. Oh, das ist voll gemein. That seems like... Sie hat ihn geschlagen. Ouch! 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 Lotus had taken hold of Junpei's hair. She began to shake him violently, and he thought he'd heard a low growl coming from her throat. Leg dich nicht mit Lotus an. Such violence! Go, Lotus! Junpei began to wonder if she was not the devil itself. Alter, Junpei, chill! With an uncomfortable smile, June spoke up. This is a Mercury symbol. Okay, wird aufgeschrieben. Mercury. Das heißt... So. Und 2 Hörner ist... Mercury. Das heißt, hier brauchen wir den Merkur-Schlüssel. The thorn symbolizes the wings on Hermes' staff. Hermes, Herpes, whatever. Santa. If we can't get the thing to work, these elevators aren't going anywhere. In other words, we need the keycard with the Mercury symbol on it. Probably. Okay. They gave up on the elevator and returned to the stairs. A hallway stretched out to the left. Aber es gibt auch noch mal einen rechts. A great many doors lined both sides of the hallway. They weren't sure how many, but certainly enough to be discouraging. Oh god. Damn it. If we try and search all these, the sun's gonna go down before we're done. Half of them. I think the sun already set. I have a feeling this ship is the only thing that's going to be going down anytime soon. That's even worse. Well, we can come back to this hallway later. Let's check the hallway on the other side, shall we? Adida, genau hier. Frustration and fear building, they walked back to the stairs. To the right was a small hallway. Quickly, they headed into it. It was approximately the same size as the alcove in front of the stairs. The hallway led to the stern, and at its end was a set of double doors. "Let's open it." Junpei nodded and grabbed the one closest to him. He gave it a small tug and felt it move. Ooh! Okay, das ist mal was Neues. It was unlocked. Thrilled to have found an unlocked door, he threw it open. Okay. Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw. Okay. He simply stood, unable to speak. The others simply stared open-mouthed. After a few long minutes, Santa managed to speak. What the hell is this? Das sieht mir aus wie ein Schlafplatz für die Crew. Vielleicht, dass sie alle in einem Raum so zusammen geschlafen haben. Vielleicht. Aber ich sehe hier hinten schon mal die Türen 7 und 8. Heißt es, wir sind fast am Ende? Das glaube ich nicht. A massive room stretched out in front of them, more a cavern than a room. Its vastness was oppressive, and it bore down on the 4 companions. Das sind doch Betten, oder nicht? It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds. Sag ich doch, das war ein Schlafplatz für die Crew. They were simple things, little more than pipe and thin mattresses. Ach, das sind Matratzen. Ach Gott, da hätte ich aber nicht drauf geschlafen. Das sieht unbequem aus. Is this a hospital? Ach, das ist sowas wie ein Sickbay war. Ich weiß nicht, das deutsche Wort ist. Es ist Krankenstation. Das ist sowas wie eine Krankenstation war für Kranke. Sieht aber ein bisschen komisch aus. He had at least been able to put a name to the harsh scent that pervaded the room. Also, okay. The room swam with the harsh, biting smell of antiseptic. Okay. Kann es sein, dass irgendwie sowas wie eine Epidemie ausgebrochen ist und da dann die hingetan wurden? Also sowas wie ein Quarantäneraum? Sowas? In the center of the room were shelves stacked with medicine and a number of medical devices, the function of which Junpei did not know. Oh. Ach so. Okay, da war noch die Dreiertür. More importantly, however, on the back wall of the room were 4 doors. 3 of them were emblazoned with large single-digit numbers made with thick red paint. Ja, 7, 8 und 3. The door on the left was labeled 3. The second door from the left had no number. Ich sehe die gar nicht. Hier unten, aber okay. But the third had been given a 7. And the rightmost door had an 8. There could be no doubt there were numbered doors. Ja. It did strike Junpei as strange, however, that the back door between 3 and 7 should be blank. What, he wondered, could mean? Let's take a look at the doors. Yes, that sounds like a good plan. Junpei headed toward the doors, waving his way between the beds. Ich verstehe noch nicht, worauf Junpei hinaus will. He started with door 3 on the left and moved to the right until he reached door 8. Ja, natürlich sind die alle zu. Ist doch logisch, wir müssen benutzen unsere Digital Route. It's no use. Well, of course. If it was that easy to open these doors, what would be the point of the nonary game? We have to activate the red, or the numbered doors won't... Wait a minute. What's wrong? Look, the display on the red. There's nothing on it. Huh? Hä? Was? Ach, da steht nicht, vacant stand da, glaube ich, letztes Mal drauf. Don't you remember? The red at the center of the staircase. If no one was inside, it said vacant. Ja, genau. Oh yeah, you're right. But this one... There's nothing on it. Right? I wonder if it's broken. Only one way to find out. It didn't respond. All four took turns placing their hands over the red, but it refused to respond. They pulled at the lever and still it did nothing. As they soon discovered, it wasn't only the red for door 8 that was behaving strangely. The red on door 7 also refused to respond. And door 3 was similarly silent. None of them would respond. What did it mean? Ja, das ist eine gute Frage. Warum? Müssen wir noch irgendwas davon machen? I knew it. They're broken. Zero sure sucks at maintenance. Ach, Santa ist so süß, wenn er nicht gerade scheiße ist. No, that's impossible. You really think Zero, who prepared all of this, would make such a stupid, simple mistake? Maybe, but that doesn't explain why this thing ain't working. It was at that moment that they heard a voice from behind them. Snake! Oh Gott, lange nichts mehr von dir gehört. Wie war nochmal Snakes Stimme? Snake war alt, ne? I believe the bottom of the devices has been removed. They spun around to see. Snake! Snake! Snake. But it was more than just Snake. Ace, Clover and Seven quickly filled into the room as well. Yay, wir sind alle wieder zusammen! Although they were glad to see one another, it wasn't terribly surprising that they had. Ja, stimmt ja. If it had been the other party who'd opened the gate in front of the kitchen, it wasn't unreasonable that they'd bump into one another eventually. The rest of Snake's team, however, did look rather surprised. How? How did you guys? How did you end up here? Wir sind durch die Küche gekommen. Ach ja, das gute alte, alle haben wieder aufeinander geredet. Ja. After a moment of silence and surprise, everyone suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. Oh, ist das schön. They talked about the rooms they had been through and how they'd ended up in the same place. Of course, none of it was very useful information, but that hardly mattered. They were happy to simply see one another again. Ja, und dass niemand gestorben ist. Oh, das ist voll toll. Although the level of cheer varied greatly from person to person, each one of them was wearing some manner of smile. Hä? Almost as though they'd already forgotten about the death of the 9th man. Wen juckt doch der 9. Mann? Scheiß drauf! Wir sind alle am Leben und guter Dinge! Danke, dass du mich daran erinnern musstest an diese blutbefleckte Wand. No, thought Junpei. Perhaps that wasn't it. Perhaps thoughts of his death were what drove them to smile at one another. Not in a morbid or hateful way, no. The 9th man had died. But they were still alive, and it was something to be happy about it. Ja, sag ich doch! Wir sind alle am Leben, und jetzt müssen wir wahrscheinlich wieder eine Entscheidung treffen, wer mit wem mitgeht, und bla, und ja. It was sort of simple, uncomplicated joy, Junpei thought. The joy of being alive. Still alive. He felt sorry for the 9th man, but more than anything, Junpei was just happy to be alive. Also ich fühle mich nicht, ich habe kein Mitgefühl gegenüber dem 9. Mann, weil der war ein Arsch. Also ja. There you have it, our half of the story. His part finished, Ace fell silent. For a moment, Junpei was silent in thought, then he spoke. Okay, let me see if I've got all this straight. When you guys got here, the bases for the Reds were already gone. Bases? Was meint ihr mit Bases? Also fehlt da irgendwas dran? Müssen wir irgendwie was finden erst? And you looked all over this room, but you couldn't find anything. So you figured that there might be something in the hallway with all the doors. Logisch. Doch, klingt sogar logisch. So you went and had a look? Yeah. And while we were looking around, you heard voices? Achso, unsere. Aha. So you followed the voices and came back here. Indeed. And that was how we found you. Junpei examined the 3 rats again, just in case. Ja klar, da unten, jetzt sieht man's. Da unten, da, hier, fehlt was. On the bottom of each was a long, thin gap. Ha, was ich gesagt habe. Hier dazwischen, da fehlt was. It looked like a slot for something, probably something electronic. Well, this isn't good. If the rat is inactive, we can't keep going. Oh, jetzt habe ich gerade so in meinem Rausch voll vergessen, euch zu erzählen, was gerade so passiert, für alle nicht so Englisch-Leute. Wir haben unsere andere Gruppe wieder gefunden, falls ihr das noch nicht gemerkt habt. Aber die Türen gehen nicht auf, weil an jedem von den Maschinen unten so ein Ding fehlt. Und die andere Gruppe hat gedacht, es wäre vielleicht was in diesen Räumen. Da, dieser, wisst ihr, da oben noch. Dieser lange Halle mit den Räumen. Aber sie haben Stimmen gehört und sind hergekommen und haben uns getroffen. Yay! Well, what about that hallway over there? Isn't there anywhere else we can go? No, there isn't. There are plenty more hospital rooms, but nothing else. Hospital rooms? That's what's behind all these doors. Yes. There are a number of individual rooms in addition of this large one. War das vielleicht wirklich ein Krankenhausschiff? Weil es kommt mir kaum zu glauben, dass die so viele Räume haben für kranke Menschen. Da muss doch irgendwas gewesen sein, irgendwie eine Epidemie oder so. There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked. There was an astrological symbol engraved near the keyhole, however. I was able to get a good feel of it. Ach komm, du kannst mir doch nichts vormachen, der ist nicht blind. Nee, ich glaube nicht, dass er blind ist. I believe it was the symbol of Jupiter. Habe ich das nicht schon irgendwo aufgeschrieben gehabt? Jupiter? Nee, Jupiter haben wir tatsächlich noch nicht aufgeschrieben. Okay, gut. Not again. Those goddamn things are everywhere. I wonder what they all mean. For a moment, everyone was silent, deep in thought. Wie sieht denn Jupiter aus? Ich will's malen. While we're asking what things mean, what's the deal with this room? I mean, I thought this was a cruise ship, but I can't imagine a cruise ship would have a hospital like this. Dankeschön, Junpei! Dankeschön! Endlich! Jemand, der mir zustimmt, der meine Gedanken teilt. Of all people, it was 7 who answered, and with calm confidence. Well, I figure it's probably a hospital ship. Hatte ich vorhin echt recht? Chances are it's the gigantic. Gigantic? The gigantic? Junpei looked confused. Ja, genauso wie ich. So did everyone else. What is this gigantic? 7 knit his brows for a moment, then began to explain. The gigantic. He explained that she had been a sister ship to the Titanic, built in the earlier 20th century. Ein Schwesternschiff der Titanic? Okay. The Titanic had 2 sister ships who were identical to one another in nearly every aspect. The Gigantic was said to be one of them. She was initially intended to be a passenger liner like the Titanic, but soon after the ship was launched, the First World War began, and she was pressed into duty by the British Navy as a hospital ship. Sometime later, the Gigantic was damaged by a German mine at the agency. Okay. She managed to run around after the incident and consequently was not sunk. Okay. What then happened to the Gigantic after her fateful encounter at the agency? One theory ran that a man named Lord Gordain purchased her. Lord Gordane, it seemed, had been one of the few survivors of the Titanic tragedy, and that trauma had turned him into an obsessive collector of all things related to the Titanic. Okay, also in kurz, diese Gigantic oder Gigantic oder wie auch immer, ist ein Schwesternschiff der Titanic gewesen, war im Zweiten Weltkrieg ein Hospital-Ship, wurde aber verletzt von irgendwie Deutschen. Und dann wurde sie von einem Titanic-Überlebenden gekauft, diesem Lord Gordane. Okay. As his obsession deepened, he began to desire the Titanic itself. That, of course, was impossible. The Titanic lay at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. Ich weiß nicht, wie ich das aussprechen soll. Es tut mir leid, wenn ich jetzt irgendwie in 2 Sätzen immer 2 verschiedene Aussprachmöglichkeiten habe, aber the Gigantic, however, had not suffered such dire fate, and as she was identical to her sister ship, she caught Lord Gordane's eye. Also, wenn es wirklich diese Gigantic ist, heißt das, hier ist alles drin, genauso wie auf der Titanic? Sieht genauso aus wie auf der Titanic? Gab's das wirklich? Oder ist das einfach nur für das Spiel erfunden? Ich weiß, das frage ich mich öfters, aber das wäre echt cool herauszufinden, ob die Titanic wirklich 2 Schwesternschiffe hatte, die identisch waren. So you're saying this Lord Gordane bought this ship? Kann es sein, dass Lord Gordane Zero ist? Yeah. At least I think I am. That's impossible! Nowhere we're in some boat that's almost 100 years old. Pipe down. Just pay attention. What? That's it? Well, have you got any proof? Proof? Proof that the ship is really the Gigantic. Well, this ship's got stuff that's like the Titanic and a hospital ship. So I just figured. Oh, for goodness. Don't tell me that's your only reason. No, I've got more. Like? Alter, Lotus ist voll die Bitch. Kann es sein? Ah, das war grad süß von Seven. Well, I mean... Seven looked around desperately, doing anything to avoid meeting Lotus' piercing stare. Alter, Lotus! Lotus ist, glaube ich, hier gerade der Boss bei uns, kann das sein? He scratched his head for a moment and gave up. Finally, he opened his mouth. I don't know. Lotus sighed and shook her head. I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it? Yeah, sorry about that. Hey, wait a minute! Memory isn't back? Junpei was, he felt, legitimately shocked by what seemed to be new and very important information. Everyone else, however, seemed unimpressed. Was? Hat Seven sein Gedächtnis verloren oder so? In fact, they all looked at Junpei as though he had said something very strange. He decided to revise his attitude for the next question. Wait, was I the only one that didn't know? Everyone nodded. Why? Oh yeah, I guess I didn't tell you, huh? I told the rest of them before we ran into you on the stairs. I told them I couldn't remember a damn thing from before I woke up. Hat er überhaupt gar kein Gedächtnis mehr? Überhaupt gar nichts? What? Then, almost as if to save Junpei from further embarrassment. Ist es jetzt 11 Uhr? A bell began to ring from far away. It sounded as though it was the clock at the main stairway. Junpei counted each chime carefully. 10, 11, 12. Okay, es ist schon Mitternacht. It's midnight. Then we've still got 6 hours left, right? 3 Stunden sind schon vergangen. Puh. We don't have any time to screw around. Let's get going. We're gonna find the missing parts of the Reds. What do you mean find? How on earth do you propose we do that? We've looked everywhere in this room. That only leaves one place to look. One? Well, I guess that's not really right. Wait! Don't tell me you mean we need to search all of the other rooms. Don't freak out. We already searched 4 of them. 4 rooms. We just have to split up the rest between the 8 of us. If each person does 6 rooms, that'll be 48 rooms, right? Was, so viele Räume sind da? Was? Ich dachte, das wären irgendwie 20 oder so. So there are 48 rooms left? Her earlier experiences had apparently not encouraged Lotus to trust Seven. Seven scratched his head awkwardly. I don't know. After a little more discussion, they split up and headed towards the room to begin searching them. Junpei was chosen to search the rooms on the starboard side, moving from fore to aft. Wie bitte? Ich habe keine Ahnung, was ich gerade mache. They also determined when they would return to report their findings, the next time the clock sounded a time. When it did, they would meet back in a large central room of the beds. Okay, ich weiß nicht, klingelt das Ding jede Stunde oder jede halbe Stunde? Wie lange habe ich jetzt Zeit zu suchen? If, during the search, any one of them were to locate the missing components, they would yell for the others. Ja, okay, logisch. If the strategy failed, they returned to discuss their options later. Okay. The details decided, they left to begin searching. Out onto the hallway they went, each to the rooms they've been assigned. However, was? From far away, Junpei heard the bell ring. It did so only once, so it was 1 a.m. Was? Sie haben 1 Stunde jetzt gebraucht zum Diskutieren. Ohne Scheiß. 1 Stunde. Ach so, wir haben jetzt gesucht. Ach so, ich dachte, ich muss suchen. Ich dachte, oh, okay. He jogged through the entrance of the large hospital room to find 6 of the others already there. Ace, Santa, Clover, June, Seven und Lotus. Es fehlen Snake und ja. They had gathered in front of door number 8. Or perhaps, to be accurate, they had been gathered in front of the red next to door number 8. Had one of them found a missing piece? What happened, guys? It was June who answered them. Jumpy, look! She was pointing at the red. He pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. Immediately he knew what she had meant. Hey, das Ding unten ist nicht da, aber es ist auf einmal vacant. The display on the front of the red had vacant. Read red vacant. Junpei sighed. Come on, guys, who was it? I thought we're supposed to yell if we found it. Well, Junpei wondered why she was hesitating. The others looked as confused as June, but kept their mouth shut. What the hell? What is up with you guys? They all knew something he didn't, and Junpei wasn't about to leave things that way. Finally, Lotus frowned and spoke. Was ist hier los? Well, that's the thing. We don't know. You don't know? When I got back, it was already like this. There was no one else here. That means I was the first one back, but the missing parts were already back in the red. Junpei looked at the bottom of the red again, just to make sure. The slot that had been opened on the bottom was now covered with metal. Ach so, da ist was drin jetzt. Okay, kann ich so nicht sehen, aber okay. Clearly, whatever had been missing had been returned. What about the other 2? They're the same. Junpei quickly examined 2 other boxes. Satisfied that they were also repaired, but still very confused, he returned to the others. Alright, I just want to be sure here. Nobody has any idea what the hell happened here, right? Ich schätze, als wir rausgegangen sind, ist Zero da reingegangen und hat die Dinger zugemacht. Der wollte einfach nur mit uns spielen, der Bastard. Ace and June nodded silently. Seven raised his hands as if to say, not me, and Santa just shrugged. Shrugged ist kein Wort. Only Clover lowered her head and did nothing. Huh? Wait a minute. That was when he noticed. Where's Snake? Ich hab doch vorhin gesagt, Snake fehlt. Junpei swept his eyes across the room in a second time, but Snake was nowhere to be seen. Does that mean he found them? I have no idea. There's nothing to suggest it, but nothing to suggest he didn't either. I don't suppose we'll know until we can ask him in person. Well, whatever he did or didn't do, he's pretty damn late. What the hell is he up to? Maybe he's lost. Ihr wollt mir jetzt nicht allen Ernstes sagen, ihr habt den blinden Mann alleine losgeschickt. Alter, was ist los mit euch? Yeah, well, that seems likely. Ihr habt euch aufgeteilt, um die Räume anzugucken. Aber ihr habt Snake alleine gelassen? Alter, ich glaub's nicht. Dude can't see. I don't know how he gets around in the first place. Clover raised her head. No, that's impossible! Suddenly she was shouting. Clover? Yeah, my brother's blind, but he's got really great hearing. He can't get around as well as anyone who can see. So he couldn't get lost. That's impossible! Clover had started to shake, and the knuckles of her hands had gone white. Oh nein, Clover! Oh nein, sie macht sich Sorgen! Oh nein! Wo ist Snake, verdammt? She spun around, but before she did, Junpei noticed tears welling up in her eyes. Oh, ich will sie drücken. I'm gonna go look for him. The words were barely out of her mouth when she began to run. Hey, hold on, Clover, wait! Junpei cried out to her, but he was too slow. She kept going, and before anyone else could react, she was gone. Oh nein! Das wird doch niemals gut enden. Oh je, jetzt ist sie weg. Damn it! What should we do now? Well, the dad is working now. No, we're not leaving two people behind. We should go look for them. Oh man, this ain't good. Oh yes, what an excellent idea! We just wasted a bunch of time looking for some piece of electronic junk. Now let's waste some more by looking for a couple of idiots! Then remain here, if you feel you must, but there's no time. We've only 5 hours left. Yeah, we've only 5 hours left, yeah. Junpei and the others nodded to one another and took off at a turn. In front of the stairs that led to B-Deck, they decided to split up. They quickly assigned search areas and went their separate ways. Soon only 2 of them were left. Those 2 were Junpei and June, who had been a few steps behind the others. Alright, we should go too. Yes, let's go. But where should we start? Let's see. Es ist wieder so weit, dass ich Entscheidungen treffen muss. Okay, Casino B-Deck, the first class cabin B-Deck, the hallway with all room C-Deck, back to the large hospital room C-Deck. Ich glaube... Warum sollten wir zurück ins Hospital Room gehen? Hallway with all rooms. Mein Bauchgefühl sagt, wir sollten zurück in den Hospital Room gehen. Leute, wir gehen zurück zum Hospital Room. Ich weiß nicht, was uns da erwartet, aber ich glaube, irgendwas. Let's go back to the large hospital room. Huh? Why would we go back? Well, I mean, we might have just missed him, you know? Maybe he really was just late. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Okay, let's go. They turned and ran down the hallway to their right. Ja, ich weiß nicht. Ich habe irgendwie das Gefühl, dass da irgendwas ist. On their way to the large hospital room, Junpei and June noticed Santa standing next to the number 3 door. Junpei paused. What should Junpei do? Aber, bevor wir jetzt diese Entscheidung treffen, beenden wir die Episode hier für heute. Cliffhanger Time! Ja. Falls es euch gefallen hat, lasst einen Like da, lasst einen Kommentar da. Abonniert, wenn ihr auch gleich da seid. Falls ihr mehr sehen wollt, schaut euch doch auch noch die Projekte meiner anderen Freunde hier auf dem Kanal an. Und bis dahin würde ich sagen, stay safe. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Bye, bye.